Did we just see the first ever trade in college football go down, man? Nico, Tennessee quarterback, gets upset about the money situation, whatever happens. He decides to transfer out, goes to UCLA a couple days ago. You got UCLA starting quarterback, the guy that just transferred into the program, decides to hop in the portal earlier today. And where do he decide to go? Tennessee, man. It's only right. It's only right, man. This could be the craziest story of this next college football season, man. Could be the craziest story. What's going to happen? You know, Joey is a pretty good quarterback. Is he as good as Nico? I don't know. We're going to have to find out how he does at the Power 5 level under, you know, a very good offensive coordinator and offensive team. If you ask who won this trade, it might be Joey right here, man. Honestly, out of all parties involved, Joey, I don't know what type NIL bag he got. They're saying it's a lot less than what Nico was getting. So Tennessee might also could have won this trade by a landslide if they get better quarterback play or even similar quarterback play, but they don't have to pay this guy $2 million or whatever Nico was getting paid. Say this guy's getting $500,000. We don't know. We'll probably find out at some point. But I think it's safe to assume this guy's getting a lot less than Nico was getting at Tennessee. So Tennessee or Joey really could be the winner of this trade, man. But with all of this has me thinking when college football, when the schools start just paying their players, do we ever actually see a real trade? Because obviously this is like a fake trade. It's funny. It's like really a trade that the two quarterbacks switch teams, but it's not like a real trade where GMs, teams are talking to each other and deciding to trade. I just think, do we ever get to that point in college football? Man, I feel like it's a realistic question, especially when you got players about to get paid directly from the athletic programs. The question is, will we ever see a real trade? Or even with coaches, can you see a coach get traded to another team? How we see in professional sports, you got some coaches getting traded to other teams for picks, whatever the situation is. But like I said, I believe either Joey or Tennessee is going to be the winner of this trade for this upcoming season, man. It very well could be UCLA, especially if Nico and them boys have a pretty good year. But I think it's safe to assume that they probably won't be playoff contenders, probably. We'll see what actually happens. But Tennessee could legit make the playoffs as they made it last season, especially if they get similar quarterback play from Joey. And it's very possible. Very possible. So we'll see how it actually plays out. But I do like this move, man. It's petty. It's fun. It creates a great storyline for the season. Something to talk about. And don't let them ever match up in the playoffs, man. I can see it now. First round of playoffs. They match up at Tennessee. Tennessee gets to host this game. I can see it right now. It would be amazing. Amazing. Nico, little brother, decides Madden is his name. That's actually a pretty tough name, man. Madden, he was committed to Arkansas, early enrollee, so he just got there a couple months ago, 3-4 months ago, this past fall. He decides to transfer out. And when I seen this was before he committed to UCLA. I was like, this is nuts, man. I was like, this is nuts. But then he committed to UCLA, and it makes sense. You know, it makes sense. Nico probably going to be there for 1 year, 2 years maybe, but he gets to learn from his little brother. And like I said, Nico, people are saying he's going to be one and done at UCLA and on to the NFL. We see how the year actually goes and if he comes back. But regardless, Madden wasn't going to start his freshman year regardless. So being able to learn under your little brother don't sound too bad, especially if it could go very well. Don't know how good this brother is, but it's an interesting storyline. Super interesting storyline. That's why I got, made headlines just because it's what's going on right now. Got this. Tennessee is expected to pay Joey 7 figures less than Nico. What do that really mean? So is Joey getting $1 million? And, obviously Nico was getting 2.4, or is Joey getting, $500,000? We don't know, but it's significantly less is the storyline here. And like I said, we'll see who wins the trade. Y'all let me know down below. Who won the trade? Did Joey, Nico? It won't be Nico. Or it could be Nico if Nico go out there and win a national championship. But probably not Nico right now. Joey, Nico, UCLA, or Tennessee. More transfer portal news, man. Stuff like this is interesting, man. So 5-star receiver Hudson decides that, first of all, he committed to Texas Tech. And interesting decision, was it for the bag? Texas Tech got that money, man. I made a video yesterday talking about Texas Tech and they transfer portal situation. They going nuts in the transfer portal. I really need to drop a whole video on it. They got the number 1 ranked transfer portal class for this fall, including this spring as well. And they're looking to bring back one of the top 5, maybe probably the top ranked receiver in the transfer portal, who was with their program, a few months ago, I should say. He decided to transfer out, and he has the chance to come back to Texas Tech after going to Texas A&M for just spring. And interesting, man. He goes to Texas A&M and only goes for the spring. Like, stuff like this is confusing, man. It's confusing. It's similar to that Caden Proctor situation from last year, where Caden Proctor, starting left tackle for Alabama as a freshman, true freshman, he decides to transfer out after Nick Saban retires. Makes sense. Decides to transfer out, goes to Iowa, where his hometown was, and then after a semester, same exact situation this semester at Iowa, the spring, he decides to go back in the portal and he goes back to Alabama. And some people were saying it was NIL related. Apparently, he ran up a bag, went to Iowa, ran up a bag there, and then just left him, just playing the spring. And, if that's the case, that's nasty work. I hope this is not a similar situation at all. I hope he didn't go to A&M, run up the bag, and now he's going to Texas Tech. Will we ever know? Probably not. We don't know, no idea what's going on here. And this is a prediction. He has actually not committed to Texas Tech, but 60% confidence level. If he's being predicted to go back to Texas Tech, he's probably going to go back to Texas Tech. Making college athletes employees is the only answer in the current landscape. What we need is just what every other business has. It's a framework. And I agree, man. We need some type of law and order, man. We need some type of rules, man. Some crazy stuff going on, man. Every single day it's a new story, and that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, man. I showed a couple stuff in the last video where just players transferring out 4, 5, 6 times. Like, come on, man. What we doing here, man? Make them an employee or make them just sign some type of contract where you have to be here for a year. Or, maybe you could only transfer out once, twice. You could transfer out once. If your coach leaves, you get another transfer. Something along them lines. Put a little bit more rules and regulations. You don't have guys jumping around, chasing the bag, going to this school, running up a bag. Before they even ever play a game, leaving, going to another school, running up the bag. And I get it. Make your money. Make your cash, make your cheese. You're a student athlete. It's not guaranteed you make the NFL. You need to make as much money now to set you up for real life. I get it. But maybe it's because I work for athletic department that I see the side of an athletic department. And it's frustrating when you have students in and out the door and their main purpose is to run up a bag, man. Like, you're recruiting athletes to come to your program and their first question is, how much you going to pay me? I don't know. If I'm a coach, that rubs me the wrong way. Y'all let me know something, man. That rubs me the wrong way. How much you gonna pay me is the first question. I'm looking for guys, whether it's character, work ethic, or maybe I'm looking for guys that's talented that's gonna come in and start. Whatever I'm looking for, your first question, how much you gonna pay me? Yeah, that's not going to work in this landscape, man. Or at least for me, I think a lot of coaches got that mindset, and that's why it's like we're just in a bad spot. At least if we got like more structured contracts where you sign this contract, you here for a year. After the year is up, you could leave, and you can't really break the contract like we seen Nico did. I think that will add a little bit more balance, rules, and regulations to what we have going on. And we'll be in a better spot if that happens. What happen? I don't know. We'll see, man. We should see very soon, actually. We talked about Fran Brown a little bit. He's looking to get a quarterback, man. He's looking to get a quarterback. Notre Dame transfer quarterback Steve is visiting Syracuse. We'll see what happens there. But Fran Brown, man, I hope he do well. I hope he has a good season. I'm rooting for the brother. And Georgia, just doing Georgia things, man. Just signing straight dogs out the transfer portal. Got Army guys in the portal, a little bit of everything. Running back D-line. Man, Georgia going to be Georgia, man. Speaking of Syracuse, Jonte Cook, one of the top receivers in this transfer portal right now, is looking to, apparently he's visiting Syracuse, man. A couple stuff going on with Jonte Cook. I don't really know what's going on. If y'all seen it, I don't really want to talk about it because I don't really know what's going on, but some crazy stuff. If you know, you know. And let's have a conversation about it, man. Like, y'all let me know what needs to happen to fix the transfer portal, or do the transfer portal even need to be fixed, man? Maybe I'm in the minority when I just say I think the portal needs to be fixed, man. I just think we're in a bad spot, man. Like, some of this stuff, I'm just scrolling through some of the players that, committed And some of these players committed last semester, and a lot of these transfers are valid, man. But I just think some of these guys like leaving their school, like why? Like why are we like? I think the reasoning that we're transferring sometimes is from a bad spot. And like I said, for me, it's the guys that's entering the portal every single year. You seeing the same names in the portal, man. Like I get some of the transfers. Like you go in the portal, you wasn't starting at your current Power 5 school. You want to go to a smaller school, get a starting job. Makes 100% sense to me. You're at a small school. You just have a great season. You want to go get a little bit more money and a little bit more opportunity to make the league, play on the bigger stage, better competition. You want to move up a level, makes 100% sense to me, man. But the guys that's transferring out every single year is like, come on, man, what we doing here, man? What we doing here, man? Are we? For me, it's like, yes, you want to start, but at the same time, it's like you have to earn your starting spot, man. You have to earn it. You have to earn it. I feel like sometimes transferring to another program could be seen as taking the easy way out, sometimes looking for a starting job instead of earning it. So I think that's where it just rubs me the wrong way sometimes. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. Am I tripping? Am I wrong? I'm open for the conversation, man. Like a guy like Green here transferring out of Colorado, he had a great year for Colorado. Great year at linebacker going to Alabama. This is a transfer that like it makes sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to me. Probably got more money. We don't know, but I think it's safe to assume he probably got a little bit bigger of a bag. But he also got a chance to go win a national championship as long as he's starting there. And I think we could assume he will be one of the starting linebackers. As long as you're starting. He obviously was a starter at Colorado. Go to Alabama and be a starting linebacker there. Great opportunity. Great opportunity. But if he doesn't start, it's like, man, you kind of just lost your opportunity to pretty much make the NFL, because I believe it's going to be his senior year. So it is a gamble. It is a gamble. But at Colorado, he could have made the NFL, especially if he would have put up another great year. But say he go to Alabama, he lose his starting job because of more competition, and now he goes into the draft and he has to go off his Colorado film from last year. Stuff like that. It could be viewed. I can see both sides of it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Just want to hop on here real quick, talk to y'all boys, check in, and make sure I like, comment, subscribe, and we on to the next one. Appreciate y'all.